Hi, and welcome to another episode on Early Childhood Matters. I'm Amrita, and I have with me today Kavya Chandrasekhar. Kavya, I know we spoke a little bit about this, just like how language as a concept is so important in 0 to 3,
Mm,
right?
mm.
But if you actually look at it, children are not talking, right? They
Yes,
just
yes.
start to talk.
Yeah.
So why do we say that? Why do we say language is so important?
We say language is important because going back to the idea that I've said, they're absorbing everything.
Correct.
Okay, from the moment they're born, you
Mm.
know, for them, for them, point of reference will be the mother's heartbeat
Okay.
because they've heard it inside, right?
So
So
cute.
when you kind of like put them and you're breastfeeding them, that becomes the point of, oh, I know this. And the
Hmm.
mother's voice is also a point of reference
Hmm. Hmm.
because they would have heard it in a muted way
Hmm.
when they're in the
Hmm.
womb.
Hmm.
And any environmental sounds, they've absorbed all of this. So, in the way come to this world, all these help them to build a sense of trust.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, and then if the primary caregiver and other caregivers are engaged in conversation, the baby may not be talking back at you, but they have some beautiful ways of expressing that they're interested in communication.
Hmm.
When they talk, you will see them intently just watch your mouth open and close.
Right. I've
That's
seen
a
that.
very clear indicator that they are interested in language.
Hmm.
And when I say language, it's the language that comes from day to day life. So I'll give you an example.
Hmm.
Let's say if you're changing a child,
Hmm.
okay, you can say, I'm going to change you.
Hmm.
Come, I'll
Hmm.
take you to the place where I change.
Hmm.
Talk to them about what you're doing.
Hmm.
I'm not saying like a commentary,
Yeah.
not that
Yeah.
way, just like life.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to remove your underwear now.
Hmm.
I'm going to clean you.
Hmm.
I finished cleaning you.
Hmm. So is this from a perspective of building vocabulary?
Again, drawing back to the point that I mentioned earlier, they're born with a lot of neurons.
Okay.
And the firing for the language development starts from birth.
Okay.
And if you want them to speak a language at 3, you have to make
Expose
these
them.
deposits now from the moment they're born. One big thing that I usually recommend to families is not to have background sound going on when this human speech is happening.
Like music and.
Even the TV running in the
Hmm.
background.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes, families need to watch TV,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
it can't be from 8 in the morning till 8 in the evening because that also gets absorbed along with that human speech.
Hmm. Hmm.
They will absorb everything 100%. They're
Hmm.
not going to filter out
Hmm.
anything.
Hmm.
They're not going to
So
filter.
many kids I meet today have like such a high British accent
Where does that
because
come from?
Peppa Pig.
Yes, but when you expose them to you know taking language from recorded devices, be it any format,
Hmm.
it's really not back and forth conversation,
Yeah, it's
right?
one way. Yeah.
Yes, it's one way. Back and forth conversation with a living caring human being is what they need.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
also when they practice taking turns. They may
Yeah.
just at first few months into their life, they might be making a lot of sounds like
Yeah, the
just
babbling.
acknowledging, oh, you said
Hmm. Hmm.
just back and forth conversation is very important from birth.
Hmm.
Just because the output is not there doesn't mean we don't support this and encourage it and nurture it.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And another way to really support babies is when you're carrying them or you're going in a stroller, you will see suddenly their eye starts fixated on something,
Yeah. Stop
right?
and talk.
Stop. And then the caregiver and the child can have, oh, I see that you're looking at a leaf. We call that as a joint attention.
Hmm.
And research is saying it's very important
Hmm.
that, when child, because that's the way they can show that they're interested in something,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you have to observe their cues.
Hmm.
They may not be still be able to point, but with their eyes they're showing, this has caught my attention.
And how this is as young as 4 months?
They're able to do it.
Yeah.
They're able to do it provided they have opportunities from birth.
Hmm.
They're able to focus their attention on something. I've
Hmm.
had many instances, like, I've taken a baby and I've just gone for a walk. Suddenly they will look at something intently. And my response, and I believe in responsive caregiving, is to stop and to talk about it. Who did the snake plant interest you? That is a snake plant.
Hmm. And it's
And
not
to
baby talk. It's
Yes,
it's
and
actually
to be
talk.
precise with language.
Hmm.
Because many a times we think, why should I say snake plant? I will just say plant.
Hmm. Yeah,
Why
exactly.
should I say money plant?
Uh,
Being specific is important.
it helps them.
It helps them.
Hmm.
But you don't want to go into, like, the other extreme is, don't go into elaborate conversation.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just necessary and sufficient. Then the feedback the child is getting is, oh, this person is interested in me. This person is responding to me.
Yeah.
That responsive caregiving is almost like supporting the architecture of the developing brain. It's very
Yeah.
crucial. You spoke about attachment, right? This is also where a, a strategy to build that attachment.
Correct. Yeah.
These are all very useful.
Yeah. Yeah. And this can be done with multiple adults around the child. It's
Yeah,
not just the mother or the
yeah,
father,
yeah,
but how
yeah.
are you actually equipping the caregivers of this child to do this for them?
Yes, and you will be surprised that, if they have got a modeling of turn taking in conversations.
Like
Then
yeah.
I'm talking, you're listening right now. When you talk, I listen. They will embody that when they're 3.
Hmm.
You don't have to teach them. Children under 3 years cannot be taught. That is something we all have to make peace with. They come with nature has given them the powers to learn by themselves. The gift that they have is to absorb everything without filtering.
Hmm.
And also, research says they've got some critical periods.
Hmm.
Critical periods during which, there is sensitivity for language development, there's sensitivity for movement,
Correct. Correct.
there's sensitivity for order. That's
Yeah.
the reason with babies and toddlers and infants, sometimes we use the wrong term, right? Like temper tantrums
Hmm.
at
Hmm.
2,
Hmm.
terrible twos.
Terrible tools. Yeah.
They have a strong sense of order,
Okay.
and they're also moving on from, yes, I was dependent on you, now it is me.
I want to explore and test
I
out.
want to be in the zone where I'm making decision.
Hmm.
And all that they need at that point of time when they're asserting that ego is someone who's responsive.
I have a question. I have a 2 year old, and she is in the phase where she wants to wear her shoes by herself.
Yes,
She's
yes,
not able to, and
yeah,
it's frustrating,
yeah.
right? How am I responding to this as a parent? Am I doing it for her?
We have to provide to children as much as they can do,
Okay.
because when they can do things by themselves, they're building a sense of self.
Okay.
I can do it. I feel good about it.
Yeah.
The shine and the glow in their face and the sparkle in their eyes when they're
Yeah.
able to wear the shoes by
Yeah.
themselves,
Yeah.
even wear right a shoe on the left and the left on the right,
Yeah.
is so rewarding for them because
Yeah.
they did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so then we have to think about what kind of clothes are we going to give them, what kind of shoes are we going to give them that they can
Hmm.
manage by
At
themselves
that age.
at that
Yeah.
age.
So if I give her lace shoes, she's obviously not going to be able to do it.
Yes, but as they develop skill, they will be able to do a lace shoes.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
So like, even with clothing, can they dress and undress themselves?
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
don't need, they need simple functional things
Yeah. What I'm
rather
hearing
than
is age
complex
appropriate.
complicated.
Yeah. Yeah.
That then if they're able to work with things, tools also, if they're able to use a knife that cuts
Hmm.
and that is safe, they feel good about themselves.
Hmm.
Many a times we don't bring a knife to them because we feel they're going to hurt themselves.
Hmm.
I've worked with many, many toddlers. Okay. In my experience of the last 22 years, I've rarely seen a toddler use a knife to poke someone else or poke themselves. If they have a banana to slice, they'll use that knife to slice the banana.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
But the
yeah.
banana, but But then if you see in the markets now that you have these Velcro strawberries that cut, right?
Yeah.
It is not feeding their intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay, I've sliced this Velcro strawberry, and then what am I doing with it?
But am I also hearing that this is like a natural need of the child to cut?
Yes, they want, because they want to be involved in life. We spoke about
So
life,
they've
right?
seen that and they want to be part of
Yeah,
that.
because when you're
Hmm.
making slicing fruit and putting it out on the table, you
Mm.
feel valued, right?
Yeah.
They also feel like I want to feel valued.
Yeah. I see that in my daughter.
Yeah,
She's into cutting stuff. Yeah.
they're into everything that involves them to work on their movement.
Hmm.
You know, there is no other fun room than the kitchen for them.
Yeah. And it's also challenging them
Yeah,
just enough to
but
keep.
but just to be very mindful, what are they capable of?
Hmm.
At this point of time, they
Hmm.
may start slicing banana and they become proficient at it.
Hmm.
Next, give a cucumber.
Hmm.
Next, give an apple. But
Hmm.
think about, look at, the most important thing is to observe them and then respond.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really, really important to do that.
Hmm.
And language exercises also is through doing life. There's so much language
Hmm.
when you're doing life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Even going to the market, taking the kid with you,
life
explaining.
experiences. There is
Yeah.
no other thing that they need more than being part of life.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
if you look at communities in the villages or in tribes and all of that stuff, children from birth are part of human life.
It's only now I feel like we sort of come into a society, especially in urban pockets, where it's a very clear demarcation of time being spent with the child is a certain way. It is not as I see it anymore of the day to day routine. It is, I will spend time to do this, go there, to play this way. But what I'm hearing is you don't need to do all that.
You could do that,
I mean, yeah,
but
of
this is
course.
also this is also
Right.
powerful,
Valuable and yeah,
powerful for their development.
yeah,
If they have an
yeah,
opportunity to participate with you in preparing food, in setting the table,
yeah.
in wiping placemats after you finish
Yeah.
lunch or dinner.
It's comforting, right? Because today both parents are working and it is a highly stressful, rushed life.
Mm.
And to know that my 2 hours that I'm giving my child can be done with not so much extravagance,
Mm.
I'm liking that, right?
Yeah.
It is spending the day doing what you would do at home, right?
Yes. And to normalize it, I feel. To
Mm,
really normalize it. Because
yeah.
many a times I also see that we are looking at creating a life, we are constantly wanting to entertain our children.
Mm,
This class, even the toddlers, it's coming in
mm,
now.
mm, mm,
There is a music something, there is a dance something, there is a movement something.
yeah.
There is this class or that class.
Mm,
Earlier it used to be with first, like 6 plus.
yeah. Now it's
Now it's
come.
all coming down. Sports also for very
Mm,
young children.
yeah, yeah.
So the biggest sport is in the kitchen.
Mm,
If children are able to work in the garden, move in the garden, if you don't have a garden, even a terrace, water the plants, feed the pet in the home. If you
mm,
have a cat, if you have a dog,
mm,
if you have an aquarium,
mm, mm.
can they be part of life? And I know for a fact that 24 bar 7 for them to be part of life is going to be difficult. Then for working parents or not working parents, whatever might be the situation, even if you have 1 hour,
Mm.
can you do life with them?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is powerful. I can say this with confidence. A lot of high end coordination activities are there in the kitchen.
Yeah. It's a very neglected space when it comes to children, I feel. Children are kept away from this space.
Yes,
Rather, what I'm
and a
hearing
lot
is
of high
take
end
them.
coordination is there in the bathroom.
Mm,
A
mm,
lot of high end coordination is there in taking care of the plants, taking care of the outdoor,
mm, mm.
in taking care of pets.
Yeah, and all doable.
Yeah, a lot of high end coordination in dusting your
Mm,
furniture at home,
mm.
in mopping, sweeping,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. But somewhere, instead of focusing on this, and this is just from my experience of meeting families every day. It's the birth to three zone now. It's becoming like, what activities can I do?
I was just going to ask that, right? And it's all tied down to what can I buy to keep them engaged for 20 minutes,
Yes.
right? So,
Yeah.
your thoughts?
Yeah, but also the thing is that they outgrow it very soon.
Yeah,
But the
absolutely.
kitchen they will never outgrow.
Hmm.
So we may spend a, like, see, irrespective of what is your spending power.
Hmm.
Okay. I feel if we can really go back to providing opportunities for children under three also to be part of our life, we would have equipped them for life.
Okay.
You know,
So, is there no need to stimulate children with toys?
I do think stimulation can happen in the most profound way in the nature and in being part of life.
Okay, so there is no necessity at all.
See, that's the other extreme.
Hmm.
Because if you are a working parent and you have meetings, you have schedules, and if
Hmm.
you're not able to step out,
Hmm.
and if you're not, because under three children will need collaboration. You
Correct.
can't
Yeah.
leave them in the kitchen and say, now
Chopping on. Yeah,
they,
banana.
you will be standing there, they will be doing something. You have to help them every now and then.
Yeah.
And then gradually by
Hmm.
six they will be able to do things,
Yeah.
some things by themselves from start to finish.
Yeah.
So look at it as a building block.
Hmm.
But you should also be able to slow down that much. Can we all slow down that much? I think in today's age and time, with the decisions we have made, including me, I'm including myself, it's not always possible to slow down to that level.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, but we can we slow down for an hour?
Hmm.
I think we can.
Hmm.
If not 1 hour, can we slow down for 30 minutes
Hmm.
to collaborate with our child at home? Yes,
Hmm.
we can.
Hmm.
And gradually work around it.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Having said that, coming back to your question about the toys, just simple functional ones.
Hmm.
If you ask me toys, what would be the best toy? I would say a child sized broom.
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 Okay.
I would say a knife that cuts and which is child sized.
Hmm. Very interesting. Hmm.
A chopping board that the child can hold and lift comfortably.
Hmm. My daughter loves her kuti chapati rolling
Yeah,
pin.
yeah. And with all of this, don't make it superficial.
Hmm.
What I mean by that, I want to stress on that a little bit.
Hmm.
Let's say a child has sliced a banana. Can, as a family, all of you enjoy it?
Hmm.
Then the feedback the child gets is, I made this. Amma ate it. Appa ate it. Nana ate it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Tata ate it.
Hmm.
I feel good about myself.
Hmm.
And then that helps in building self esteem and confidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I observe a lot. I've been into many homes to observe families, give them suggestions, give them help. So sometimes, very traditional in Indian families, right, we will give the wheat flour to the child.
Hmm.
They will roll it, or
Correct.
they will
Yeah.
do
Put it.
all of this, and then by the time the end product is, it would have all been mushed.
Yeah.
Correct, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily all the time their hands are clean,
Correct.
but sometimes we can say, wash your hands, then you can help
And
me
then you
with that thing.
actually sequify it.
Sake of it,
Yeah.
and you eat it.
Oh, I've not thought of that. Yeah.
So what is the feedback then the child is getting? I
Hmm.
contributed, people in my family enjoyed,
I'm
I'm a
valued. Yeah.
contributing member, I feel valued.
Hmm.
When I feel valued, my self-esteem and confidence is building. I feel
True.
good about myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all, in if you look at human development, we all feel good about ourselves when we're able to contribute to
Yeah.
the
Surroundings and
work around
something.
us.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It either be it the environment or another person,
Yeah.
or to the pet.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Couldn't shift lanes a little bit, and I've sort of picked on this topic in multiple episodes. Want your views on specific to the 0 to 3, and how is today's screens affecting our children, right?
Yes.
And where do you, as an educator who's done so much work between birth to 3 years, stand on screen time?
I'm going to address this in two ways. One is completely understanding that screen is a big part of our life now.
True.
Okay. And if I spoke to families and said absolutely no screen time,
That's not going to work.
it's not going to work. Right? And you agree with it. And while I see the use of technology and the presence of screen making helping us a certain way, I want to go back to neuroscience in terms of what is research saying. Okay, the fact that this, especially during the first 3 years of life, the child's brain is developing rapidly,
Yeah.
and after that, it's during the adolescence time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, then we have to ask what is the right nutrition for the brain. Okay, so that the development is optimal.
Correct.
Okay, my personal take on it as a mother has been that I have done my best to avoid screens for my daughter. And do I see compounding effects? Now, considering she's 9, yes.
Hmm.
We have a TV at home. She's 9 years old. She does not need the TV or a screen to keep herself entertained.
True.
She has found many ways to keep herself occupied, even if I'm not at home.
Hmm.
She will read a book, she will cut papers, she will
And do you
do
sort of tie it
projects.
down to the fact that it wasn't used in her
I
earlier?
do think so. I do think so because I feel like, very early on, if children are exposed to excessive screen time, it becomes like an addiction.
Hmm.
They get so addicted to it, and this is through my experience with working with many families. Then they're dependent on screens for eating, they're dependent on screens, um, and nothing else seems to entice them.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, and also what happens is this over dependency on screen also stops them from building relationship with others.
Yeah. Yeah. And also
Okay,
tie it back to what you said about that language and how that.
yes, so we do have families saying but she has learned English by watching this video. I say yes, they will learn because they will absorb. Okay, but what is useful language development? What is language development?
Yeah.
It's a healthy conversation between two people, right?
Yeah.
Back and forth.
Yeah. And your
I have an
ability to
idea.
communicate your ideas.
I have an idea I want to communicate to you. Am I able to communicate? This is tough.
Hmm.
You're asking me a question and I'm answering it.
Hmm.
And you're responding to it.
Hmm.
This is complex.
Hmm. Listening and repeating might be what they're getting from screens.
They're just absorbing as it's been thrown at them.
Hmm.
And they have the power to repeat, right? So they will repeat. If the video is speaking to them in a British accent, that's the outcome. Input is equal to output.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, but as human beings, we're meant to live in a community, we're meant to coexist, we're meant to communicate. So excessive screen time can be extremely harmful. And we see more and more families where children are so addicted
Hmm.
that the social development is compromised.
Hmm.
Regulation, self regulation is severely compromised.
Tell us more.
In the sense that, um, if they are in a situation where they have to deal with another human being,
Hmm.
then they don't know how to ask, how to take turns, how to respond, what to say, what not to say.
Hmm.
Do you see what I'm
Hmm.
trying to say?
Hmm. Hmm.
And those are all things we are seeing.
Hmm.
So when we look at families and we ask them a lot of questions,
Hmm.
we can see that children who are struggling with self regulation have had excessive screen time. Children who are also,
Is that a pattern you're observing?
we do see that pattern. That screens can sometimes lead to it.
Hmm.
Most of the time, it has been the case.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then also, back and forth conversations is hard.
Agreed.
Then cognitive understanding.
Okay.
Responding to a situation as and when it happens becomes difficult. Problem solving is difficult.
All your executive functions.
Yes, all of those take a back seat.
Mm.
Uh, then you have to put in a lot more effort later on.
And the one thing that I see, right, like there are well-meaning parents, and somewhere between that 0 to 2 or whatever, it's been introduced, right? And now there's a sudden need to stop the
Hmm.
screens, right? Um, what then? Like, how do you support parents to get children out of screen time?
It is going to be a tough journey,
Hmm.
but it is possible.
Hmm.
And different families have given different strategies
Okay.
to work around it.
Hmm.
And, you know, I also feel it should be done sensitively, carefully, gradually, and transitioned out.
Okay, not a cold turkey.
It varies from one situation to the other.
Okay, okay, okay. But I think
Yeah,
what I would underline here is the fact that it's possible. And
yes,
if at any age you realize or you come to this awareness that this is harmful for your child, I think we emphasize that we get help to get them off it. Right? Am I
yes, yes.
paraphrasing?
And then everyone has to be on board.
Correct. Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
can't have one person in the family agreeing to it, the other person not, because there will be a lot of tantrums, there will be a lot of tears.
Hmm.
All of those things are going to be there,
But it's a good fight to fight.
provided the family makes that decision. That's what I have realized through my experience with working with families.
Sure.
It should be the family's decision,
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
you know because many of the times families approach me, screen time meals, right?
Screen time?
Meals,
Hmm. Hmm.
like then the child is not able to eat without
Eat.
a screen.
Hmm.
And now it's moving on to, like, lot of pathologies around food, right? The child will not eat if they're not in the lift going up and down,
Really?
or they're not in the car taking rounds, they will not eat. Lots of pathologies around consumption of food.
And is that like a distraction to the actual activity?
Yes, and I feel like it does not serve development when you're distracting them from the main goal.
Mm.
And food is nourishing. It's a community thing. It's a lovely celebration.
Mm.
And we all come together, sit at the table, and enjoy a meal together.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Yeah, it's not a task to get done with.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think.
The foundations of this have to be very strong. I feel I'm a strong advocate that there are three skills that have to be built during the first 3 years of life. One is good relationship with food.
Okay.
I
Like a
enjoy my
healthy,
food,
yeah.
I can eat my food. The other one is toileting.
Mm.
I understand my body. What goes in comes out. This is the place to pee or poop.
Mm.
The
Mm.
other one is sleeping.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
You know, uh, if children have during the first 3 years of life, if the foundation, and slowly you work towards it, I'm not saying at birth they're going to sleep by themselves.
Mm.
Um, will be able to put themselves to sleep, or they will be able to eat by themselves, but they can make decisions to latch and unlatch, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And when they're tired they will sleep,
Mm. Mm.
and when they need to poop or pee they will pee
Mm.
and poop. But by the time they're 3 years, can they be mostly eating independently?
Mm.
And they should be mostly using toilet independently. They should know where to go, how to dress, undress, and with up we can help them to clean up.
Mm. Mm.
And they should know that, oh, once I get tired, this is my place to sleep.
Mm.
I feel like if we as a community, I'm not saying family, everyone committed to this, we have served development during the first 3 years of life.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
rocket science though.
yeah. So, and the thing being that somewhere I feel like we're making so much advancement in terms of technology, AI, all of those things. We're forgetting the basic principles of healthy, supportive development. You know, what is disappointing sometimes is children are not able to dress themselves. Simple things like a shorts pull up,
Mm-hmm.
because the nannies have done it or someone else has done it. The shorts come down, they're waiting for someone to pull it up.
Yeah.
Or even with shoes.
Yeah.
They come sit and spread their legs
Hmm.
because someone else is going to do it. And then we're talking about eye hand coordination, what activity to give,
Hmm. Yeah.
you know. So if we kept these three skills at the core that we want to support our children
Hmm.
with during the first 3 years of life, and the foundation starts from birth.
Hmm.
It's gradually you build towards it. This is
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
overnight.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know, gradually you build towards it.
Hmm.
You know, we have many children still wearing, still not capable of using the toilet. And I feel that is a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, at 3 years, they need mashed food. That is a
Oh.
problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, at 3 years, they're still not sure when their body's tired.
Not able to communicate. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, all those, if they're not sorted, no amount of math, language, history, science, geography is going to go anywhere.
Hmm. True.
You know, in order to understand the world, the young child during the first 3 years of life should be supported to understand themselves.
That's beautiful, Kavya. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So once they understand themselves, that is three through these three simple things,
Hmm.
which we have complicated so much, then they can move on to the other things. Give them
Yeah.
names of the colors, numbers from 1 to 100, A to Z, you know, all of those.
But yeah, I think what is absolutely fascinating for me is hearing you say how simple it is and yet how neglected it is, right?
Yeah. Also, I think, you know, I feel a lot of empathy. I have a lot of empathy for parents, you know, because there's
I
so
agree.
much information out there.
Or I would actually go the other way and say there's not enough information, the right information, right?
Yes, maybe
I
commonsensical information.
It's not there, right? I think the
Yeah.
content you're consuming is also pushing you to do things that are maybe not child appropriate.
Yes. So we have to,
Flashcards,
yes, yes. So
right?
we have to be very, very mindful about these things.
I
We have
agree.
to be mindful about, you know, there are lots of bloggers, there is a lots of not well researched information,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
fall prey to it.
Yes.
You know, lots of you know, people saying this worked with my child,
And
and that cannot be a
generalizing.
template for everyone, because what works for one family may not work for another family.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like, you know, also the other thing is to steer away from um, creating an environment that is entertaining rather than deeply nourishing.
Hmm. Yeah. Constant stimulation. Yeah.
Yeah, you just need one or two things that you can engage and immerse in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even today, as human beings, like if any of us in this room, we feel deeply nourished when we are able to be part of something that is immersive.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, do you know the energy when you have to do, when you have to be engaged in things back to back, one after the other?
Yeah. The mental
Yeah, and we feel
tiredness.
like that will build their intelligence. Intelligence of the young child is built through decision making,
Concentration.
giving them opportunities to concentrate, giving them limited choices,
Yeah.
and predominantly gifting them with functional independence around toileting, sleeping, and eating.
Yeah.
I understand my body.
Hmm.
Now, if I understand my body, I can contribute to everyone around me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kavya. I think this has been such a personal and yet insightful conversation. I'm going back with things I really want to do better, more. And thank you for fighting this good fight, I feel, right? And doing the work with the families that you do. Would love to speak more about that, maybe do another session with you.
Sure.
Before we end, I have um, something we call as rapid fire. I love it. I get a kick out of it.
Sure.
All right. One Montessori idea you wish every parent of a toddler knew.
Keep it simple.
Okay, interesting. One everyday household object that is a better toy than most toys.
Spoon, bowls,
Oh,
knife. There's so many. Grater.
awesome. I think I know this answer of yours. One thing parents should do more of with babies.
Respond
Okay,
with intent.
lovely. One thing parents should probably do less of.
Think that what has worked for others will work for me.
Yeah, no cut and paste. A simple activity that toddlers love but adults underestimate.
Being in nature and water.
Water?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Give them a, of course, safety. For me, safety is
I hear you.
like,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
cannot compromise on that.
If a baby could speak to parents in full sentences, what
Yes.
do you think they would say about how we treat them?
I think they would say that accept me for who I am 100%. My skin, the color, my hair, how I respond, how I cry, how I smirk, how I giggle, accept me 100%, and then I'll gift you more.
If society truly understood the importance of the first 3 years, what do you think we would be doing differently today?
I think we would be working cohesively to be able to support this child from birth because this child is helpless and they need support. And somewhere I feel like it's overly burdening on parents, and I think it's a cohesive coming together that would really build, and they're fabric of a society. They are going to be the future, right? So I think a lot of thought, like intelligent thought, needs to go into how cohesively we can support development during the first 3 years. Our attitudes, our acceptance, our responses, all of that is going to have an impact and a deep impact, not a superficial one.
Your favorite age between 0 to 3 and why?
That's a tough one. I just, having worked with children from birth to 18, I love all age groups because I feel like it's really tough one, Amrita.
Just
It's really, really
pick
tough.
one.
Ah, which is the age that I really enjoy. I really like the 2 year olds. I'll tell you why. The fact that they are developing a sense of self and they want to, me do it, me do it, me do it. I just love it
Oh,
because, I think with my own daughter too, when she entered that phase, I still remember the meltdowns.
yeah.
I loved it because it taught a lot about myself. I learned to stay calm. I learned to stay grounded. I learned a lot about the two
I'm
year
going to
olds.
hear this podcast for myself when I listen to my 2 year old.
Yeah,
Okay, help us finish this sentence. The most magical thing about the first 3 years is.
they are changing every day.
Oh, so cute.
And yeah, they're changing every day. That means that you also have to accept them for who they're becoming.
Yeah, every day is something
Yeah, yeah,
new,
they're
and
not the same. They're just not the same. There's more predictability between 3 to 6 or a 6 to 12, but the birth to 3,
every day is different.
yeah,
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much, Kavya. This was really insightful, and I hope you had a good time.
most welcome. I loved it. This felt like a space of, for me also to deeply reflect and consolidate everything that I've been doing.
Pleasure.
I also wanted to acknowledge the effort that Makkala Jagriti has been putting in to bring, you know, or to spotlight the birth to 3. I feel that, as a nation and worldwide, we need to do a lot more work
Yeah, we
in this
do.
age group.
Yeah.
So working with families, working with babies, working with toddlers in whatever format that we can, empowering. And I do believe it's just not parents, I think it's beyond that too.
Yeah, as you said, the society and the policies and all of
All
that.
of those things can really support.
Yes, I
Yeah.
really, I hope we continue these conversations ahead and we do good work for all our babies out there.
Yes, I hope so
Thank
too.
you,
I look
Kavya.
forward to it.
Thank you so much for listening in to this podcast episode on the birth to three. I had a deeply insightful and reflective time speaking with Kavya, and it broke so many of my own perceptions of this age group. I hope all of you take back the philosophy of doing life with your toddlers and enjoy this time with them, because I'm definitely going to do that. Thank you, and stay tuned for more episodes.